نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Today we are going to read lesson number 15. In this lesson we will cover Tafkheem and Tarqeeq. So first of all, the meaning of Tafkheem. The meaning of Tafkheem is to pronounce the letter in a thick tone, and Tarqeeq is pronounce the letter in a thin tone. Alif, Laam and Ra are sometimes pronounced in a thick tone and sometimes pronounced in a thin tone. So let's explain them number wise. Alif will be pronounced thick tone if it is preceded by a letter that is pronounced in a thick tone, and it will be pronounced in thin tone when preceded by a letter that is pronounced in a thin tone. Number 2, Laam. If the letter before the Laam of Isme Jalala means word Allah, has a fatha or dhamma on it, then the Laam of Isme Jalala will be pronounced in a thick tone. And if the letter before Laam of Isme Jalala has a kasra below it, then the Laam of Isme Jalala will be pronounced in a thin tone. And another point is, every Laam other than the Laam of Isme Jalala will be pronounced in a thin tone. Alright, now let's explain Ra letter. The conditions for when the Ra letter is pronounced in a thick tone. Number 1, when it has a fatha or dhamma on it. Number 2, when it has fathatain or dhammatain, double fatha or double dhamma on it. Number 3, when it has a vertical fatha. Number 4, when the letter before a Ra sakina has a fatha or dhamma. Number 5, when there is a temporary kasra before Ra sakina. What is temporary kasra? We will explain it inshallah. Number 6, when there is a kasra before a Ra sakina in the preceding word. Number 7, when a letter of musta'liya comes after a Ra sakina in the same word. And now the conditions for when the Ra letter is pronounced in a thin tone. Number 1, when there is a kasra or kasratain below it. Number 2, when there is an original kasra before a Ra sakina in the same word. Number 3, when there is a Ya sakina before Ra sakina. As we mentioned, temporary harakat, temporary moments. Haraka ardiya. Ardiya means temporary. In the Holy Quran, there are some words which begin with the letter Alif, which has no haraka. So whichever haraka one will apply to such an Alif during pronunciation will be ardiya or temporary. Just like the word irji'i. Here the kasra below Alif is ardiya, means temporary kasra. Point to be noted. Ra sakina will be pronounced thick tone when in the same word the letter coming before it a kasra asliya. Asliya means original kasra below it, and the letter coming after it is a musta'liya letter like mirsadin. So look at here, before sakina this kasra is original kasra, and after Ra sakina it is one of musta'liya letter. Make a thick tone here, mirsadin. Let's do practice of these rules. Qaf alif fatha qa, lam fatha la, qala. As we explained, Alif will be pronounced in a thick tone if it is preceded by a letter that is pronounced in thick tone. Look at here, Qaf is a thick letter It means we have to make thick tone here. قال. Next, صاد كسرة صي را ألف فتحة را طا فتحة طا. It will be صراط. Same like here. We have to make a thick tone in ra because ra has fatha. As we explained, when we see fatha over ra, that time we will make a thick tone. So we have to make a thick tone here. And here alif is preceded by a letter that is pronounced in thick tone. So it will be صراط. Next, sin kasra si ra alif fatha ra jim double fatha jan sirajan. The explanation is done. I think we need to use Arabic terms. Tafkheem instead of thick tone, tarqeeq instead of thin tone. Qala, tafkheem on alif, sirata, tafkheem on ra as well as alif, and same like here, sirajan, tafkheem on ra as well as on alif. Next, kaf alif fatha ka, noon fatha na, kana. Here alif is preceded by a letter that is pronounced in thin tone in tarqeeq. We will do tarqeeq in alif. Next, mim alif fatha ma, lam double fatha lan. Alif is preceded by a letter which is pronounced in tarqeeq ma. Tarqeeq in lam because as we explained, every lam other than lam of ism jalala will be pronounced thin tone. Next, mim fatha ma, fa alif fatha fa, za double fatha zan, ma fa zan. Same like the previous one, we will do tarqiq in alif. Next, ta alif fatha ta, lam kasra li, ba dhamma bu. It will be talibu. Tafkheem in alif and tarqiq in lam. Why? Because alif is preceded by a letter that is pronounced thick tone. It will be ta, and lam will be pronounced in a thin tone. We already explained this rule.